What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome back to another episode of your Detroit.Sports.Alliance pregame show. Listen, we're gonna have a little fun today. I think I'm gonna be solo today. A lot of people have things going on that I'm excited about. We got some people taking save the date photos because they're getting married. We got some people dealing with some health issues, so prayers up for them. We have some people who are handling their business with school, so shout out to them, and a host of other things, people working. But I wanted to make sure that we are still here to get her done, and that's where it's at. I see my man's Josh is in the building. What's going on, Josh? What it do, brother? We have a number of people in the building. So again, we got a lot to cover, man, because this is game day, and with any game day, there has to be some type of energy that is met with that game day. Let me go through and just see who went here with me. Let me see. We got can't wait for Kylie Murray to shred us. Already, man. Already. We got Angelo in the building. I'm not even trying to pronounce that last part. I don't want to botch nobody's name. So I don't want to do that. You can call me Funk is in the building. Let's see. Keep on going down. Buffed Up is in the building. We got AJG Bomb in the building. Like I said, my man's Josh is in the building. Let's see. Low Tier Trash is in the building. Adam Whitehead is in the building. Let's see. Let's keep on going down, man. There's a lot of people in the building. The first black man on the net. Yo, what up, though, man? I can't wait to get him back on, man. This dude is, man, y'all don't even understand. He got a talent that I don't even think he know he got. We got D-Map Zooms in the building. Bug Spray is in the building. Nick is in the building. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we gonna get this show going, man, because it's a lot to cover. But we got LK Production in the building. Let me see. Brian in the building. Sean is in the building. I'm Not the Hackers in the building. Josh already coming in and says, we need to get Patricia out of the lock. I told you that a long time ago, Josh. I told you that a long time ago, Josh. I really did. I told you that, man. I said, listen, it's the coaching errors, man. That's what it is. It's coaching errors. K-Man is in the building. The General Review is in the building. Izzy777 is in the building. Listen, we got a lot to cover, man, because the first thing we want to do is get to it. Again, I am riding solo as of right now. People probably will join later on. Ain't no telling. But as of right now, I'm riding solo. And it's a lot that I got to get off my chest because there's some things with this. Like first thing I'm going to start off is with this, because one of the biggest things I'm looking for in this game is to see how the response is for the Detroit Lions head coaching staff. And what I mean by that is, why are they keep cutting playing time for Tracy Walker? Are we finally going to commit to Tracy Walker being a full-time starter and getting his snaps? Are we going to finally commit to that today? This is a huge issue for me. And it's not just Tracy Walker. Why are we doing running back by committee when one running back is on fire? Just give him the ball. Like, am I the only one who feels like we are missing opportunities and having setbacks in our game plan because we're trying to do this carousel of let me get everybody involved? I don't need everybody to be involved. You feel me? Like, I don't need that. What I need is for our best players to be on the field. And surprisingly, I've been looking at the data, and it shows that Tracy Walker numbers are being cut significantly. I mean, significantly. So, you know, it's one of them things where if we are talking about being able to identify some of the issues with this team, it starts there with just simply putting your best players on the field. Like, I'm sitting up here trying to figure out, like, what did Will Harris do in practice that, for all practical purposes, like what did he do that would lead to him getting more playing time than Tracy Walker? Like, I understand the whole idea of developing people and stuff like that, but what has he done? Seriously. Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. And to me, it really does boil down to just poor coaching decisions. Like, people in the chat, tell me, am I crazy? Have y'all not noticed, like, people like Jared Davis, playing time, cut. Tracy Walker, playing time, cut. I don't get this. I don't get this. Like, for what? To put in Deron Hartman? And this head coach, Matt Patricia, has an opportunity today to right that wrong. He has an opportunity today to get things done. Like you're getting Kenny Golladay back today. Like, I have no doubts to believe that he's going to play today. But watch they put him on the snap count. Watch they set him up in such a way to where he's on the snap count. And to me, this is stupid. This is stupid. The worst part about it is this. When we go through and we look at each game from the first 2 weeks, and I've been procrastinating on dropping this video because I'm seeing things that's irritating my life. But when we go through and we look at these two games on crucial downs, this is what I noticed after looking at the film and watching the games over. On crucial downs, I have noticed that not only have we taken our best players off the field, we're dropping our best pass rushers in coverage. Like, if you were right now to literally be asked who was the best pass rusher, and this for those people in the chat. So if you were to ask right now to those people, flat out, who's the best pass rusher on the Detroit Lions, you're going to hear two names. One, Trey Flowers, or two, somebody's going to argue Julian Okoye. Them are going to be the two names you hear. On crucial downs, I have seen in film numerous of times where they're dropping him in coverage, people. In coverage. So now you might be asking, well, who are they rushing? Well, I'm glad you asked. Here's who they rushing. They're rushing Danny Shelton, Christian Jones, and Romeo Okoye. In most cases, it's Christian Jones, Danny Shelton, and then they'll try to, quote unquote, send a guy, in the game like Deshaun Ham every now and then. But even him, he's not getting it. And Josh is making a good point. Neither one are cover guys. You don't even have cover guys. Why are we dropping these people in coverage? Like, I'm watching Trey Flowers look like he's a fish out of water trying to cover tight ends. This is an issue, man. This got to stop today. And we have to do something different in a way that allows for us to refocus and get things done in a better light. Now, right off the bat, this brings me to the next point that I look at, because it was, what should the Lions defense focus on versus the Cardinals? What should the Lions defense focus on versus the Cardinals? And to me, what it boiled down to was, simply put, they need to focus on making sure that once they foot is on the gas, it stay on the gas. But the ultimate thing that they need to focus on is the defense actually putting people out there who are our best players. We have to find a way to put people out there who are our best players. So to me, the defensive focus needs to be on, one, containing Kyler Murray. Yep, I said it. You got to contain Kyler Murray. You cannot let this man get to looking like Michael Vick out there. You can't have him out there looking like Lamar Jackson. It can't happen. The defense need to take advantage of opportunities. Week one, no excuse. I counted at least 3 interceptions that were dropped. Week 2, it won an opportunity for a turnover if I can remember one. I watched these games repeatedly, people. But in all those games, the quarterback was allowed enough time to pack up and walk from America to Africa. This can't happen this week. This should not happen this week. This is what we don't want to be the case. We sit here, we get prepared every Sunday. Some of us go out, we got like rituals, and we do tailgating. We get with our friends, we talk trash, we set up our fantasy teams. Tell me right now in the chat, who in this game on the Detroit Lions is on your fantasy team and you're starting them today? Who? That right there is enough proof, in my opinion, to say, not the guy, not the right way to be doing it. Who is in this game this week that you got started on your fantasy team? If you're telling me TJ Hockenson is, great. If the kicker, the kicker, Lord Jesus. Shay says he got Matthew Stafford. Elk says he got Hockenson. We got the kicker. Buffed up say Swift a flex option. All right. J-Mo said he got Kenny G and Hockenson. I don't know. And I think I told J-Mo this on our last show where I said, I don't know if I believe that the Lions are not going to force feed the ball to Kenny Galladay. I don't. To me, there needs to be a good level of passing it around. But I want to know from you, like, who are these people that we're putting on there? You can call me Funk. Say I got the defense. Oh wow, really? Why would you do that? Oh, he said no. I'm just playing. I'm like, what? Why would you do that? Primetime B says he got Hockenson and AP. I don't even think AP get over 8 carries. I'm being honest with you. I don't think AP get over 8 carries. If he's lucky, he might get 8. If he's lucky. I think they're going to give you a whole lot of carry on this week and a whole lot of DeAndre Swift. But I don't even think that he gets over those 8 carries. I just don't see it. J-Mo says Kenny G is a big fantasy target today, according to them fantasy guys, AP as well. I feel you. I'm just not buying that our coaching staff is going to do it. I'm not buying it. Hugo Rex says we have to get Prater in better position. That's a shame when we're aiming for field goals, and field goals to me is the problem, man. The play calling has been atrocious, and on top of that, when it comes to our defense, their lack thereof, we need to do better, man. We need to do better. You cannot have 16 players, 16 individual players have the same sack total as the entire Detroit Lions defense. 2 players, TJ Watts and Chase Young, have 2.5 sacks, which is still more than the 2 sacks from the entire Detroit Lions defense. I have been the first one to say that it's not always about the sacks, but about pressures. So when I looked up the pressure in those games, guess what I found? That we are still 31 in getting pressure on the quarterback. We're barely 31. It's like by a point, like a tenth of a point that we're 31 versus 32. We're not even generating pressure on the opposition's quarterback. Like it's just, it has to do it. It has to happen. And to me, it starts by putting them on there. You brought in Julian Alcor, to be your pass rushing specialist opposite of Trey Flowers and Postley taking over for what Devin Kennard did. But I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to make a bold statement, and I know that some people are going to say I'm crazy or that I'm delusional or I'm being Luke. But the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, need to go and call Clay Matthews. Yep, I said it. They need to go and call Clay Matthews. If you're going to play this dropping our best people in the coverage, why not go and get a guy who probably don't really have a care in the world about the coverage, but can still get after the court? He had 8 sacks last season, people. 8 sacks. And pressured the quarterback a significantly good amount of time. But when you look at his numbers of last year compared to our Detroit Lions defense this year, I don't understand how can we not go and get him? They out here considering people like Jabbar Shears or whatever his name is pronounced, a guy who averages 5 sacks. Like, that's his average. Like, his whole career, if you took all his sacks, he averages 5 sacks. Last season, I think he had like maybe 5 or 7.5, something like that. But we need to find a way to generate pressure. So the focus for me, step one, contain Kyler Murray. I know somebody going to say, but what about DeAndre Hopkins? If you contain Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins got to wait for the ball to get to him. Unless they finna be giving him handoffs and reverses, I don't see what we contain it. No. Like, let's be honest. You really think we gonna put Okuda on DeAndre Hopkins and stop something? We gonna put Amani on him and stop something? Let's be real. Let's be for real about this. We cannot be in a position to we cannot be in a position to ignore or act as if though we can delay certain processes. So to me, you have to neutralize the snake at the head. It starts with Kyler Murray. Take Kyler Murray out the game. Step one done. Now, somebody might argue, what about Kenyon Drake? Okay. Stop Kenyon Drake on your way to killing Kyler Murray. like that's how I see it. Stop Kenyon Drake on your way to stopping Kyler Murray. Because to me, when you go through and you look at the reality of this team, most of their flaws happen in them being inconsistent with both sides of the ball. So if the Lions got a really good defense, they not so together on offense. If the Lions got a pretty decent offense, defense ain't together. This is a combination of poor coaching, poor decision-making, and poor utilization of talent. You know, this is what it's boiled down to. Today is going to be a rare opportunity for you to see the guy that you wanted, probably in Isaiah Simmons, versus the guy that you just was like, okay, I'm good with that, and Jeff Okudah. I expect that Isaiah Simmons, Sam Riddick, and Devin Kennard going to get a lot of playing time. A lot of playing time, people. And to me, it's boiling down to simply put, it's boiling down to coaching. We're not even giving our players the opportunity to succeed. So step one, I repeat, step one, contain Kyler Murray. Step two, please put your best players on the field. Why would you think Will Harris is a better option? Even though we run three safeties, even if you make him the third safety, he ain't your best option at the third safety. Why not just simply say, okay, I'm going to put Deron Harmon, Tracy Walker, and anybody but Will Harris at the third safety. I mean, anybody. You can call me funky, could be in there. Your rest could be that third safety. I don't care who it is, low tier, anybody but Will Harris. Anybody. Like, we just got to be better at every level when it comes to defense. Now, if you're just joining us, again, I'm solo. A lot of the people who do the show with me, listen, life is happening, people. Some of them are handling schoolwork, so shout out to them. Some are taking pictures as they prepare to embark on a journey for marriage. Shout out to them. Some are dealing with health issues, prayers with them. Some are at work. Shout out to them. But I'm here. I love talking sports, particularly football, and I'm here. And the reality is that we are going to have a show. If any one of us can be here, the show will go on. And so I'm here. But I got a lot to cover in a little bit of time. And I promise you I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to make sure of that. We will have a post-game show where I'm sure I will definitely have more people that will join. and be on the show, which is what we are looking for. But listen, right now, as it stands, key 1 for defensive focus, contain Kyler Murray. 2, put your best players on the field. And 3, this is the most important one, people. This is the most important one of the defensive focus for today's game, all right? Can we find a way to just simply get away from man coverage today? I'm sorry. I'm going to say this again. We need to get away from man coverage today. Maybe I'm not saying it loud enough. We need to get away from man coverage today. What I mean by that is the percentage of plays that we call man coverage right now is about 58% or more. We need to be like at about 30. I need to keep all these receivers, these tight ends, Kyler Murray, everybody in front of me. It should be a whole lot of damn zone today, people. I'm serious. It should be a whole lot of zone today. If we come out with this receiving core, and man coverage, oh my God, Jesus help me. That's not acceptable. That's not winning football. That's not it. You know, look, Foot Clan, Luke, it's so crazy that Patricia doesn't play with a more sense of urgency due to his win now mandate from last year. He don't care. They're writing stories in Miami saying that Matt Patricia is their next defensive coordinator. Listen, the Miami people are already writing articles and stories saying that they are preparing for him to be fired and for him to be their next defensive coordinator. They don't care. He doesn't. Sean Damon says Simmons has been booty too. How can he be booty when he's only played 25 snaps in 2 games? 25 snaps in 2 games. To kind of put it in perspective, Okudah has played 73 snaps in 1. They're not utilizing Isaiah Simmons. It to the point where their general manager is coming out saying, we didn't bring him here to be eased along. We brought him here because he's a ball player. He's challenging his head coach to find a way to get him. And as Dev99 say, Hockenson is going to eat against Isaiah Simmons. We're going to have to see about that. Like, seriously. We're going to see about it. I hope you're right. Mars Atlanta says, I'm here, bro. I didn't know you was on. Hey, man, I respect that. I'm glad you're here. Foot Clan says, can anyone tell me why Tavia's backup role besides Walker? Listen, bro, at the beginning of the show, we talked about this, that Tracy Walker, his time has been cut. Jared Davis' time has been cut. Y'all want to hear something funny? You know how I really believed and thought that the Lions were going to take Isaiah Simmons. I was wrong. And I can admit that. But what's even more funny is what I discovered after the fact. Did y'all know that the Lions have been using Tracy Walker in his limited snaps, similar to what Clemson did with Isaiah Simmons? Now, let me kind of help y'all understand what I mean by this, okay? Tracy Walker has taken snaps at outside linebacker. Tracy Walker has taken snaps at slot corner. Tracy Walker has taken snaps at inside linebacker. In fact, the way that they're using Tracy Walker, don't it make more sense? Or wouldn't you think that they would have, don't you think that they would have, what's the word I want to use for this? I'm trying to figure out the best way to word this. Don't you think they would have just took Isaiah Simmons if you were going to play this game? Seriously. Tracy Walker, y'all, is taking snaps at freaking linebacker. What the? Who came up with that game plan? Who idea was this? You want to tell me that this guy is supposed to be a rocket scientist and Like, you're putting Tracy Walker at linebacker. There's no logic to it, people. There's no point to it, people. Tracy Walker has literally, I'm watching film because I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wait a minute. 1, 2, you have got to be S-H-I-T in me. You feel me? Like, that's how I was feeling. Like, he's taking snaps, people, at linebacker. You could have just took Simmons for that. You could have, listen. It's to the point that he already took the play calling out of Jared Davis' hands and put it in Jelani Tavai. I'll challenge anybody to go back and show me one game from the last 2 games that we had where Jelani Tavai audible once. Just once. Just once. This is crazy, people. I wanted to let y'all in on this secret. They are using Tracy Walker like Clemson used Isaiah Simmons. You want to know why they're able to run the ball for almost 250 yards a game? Because they're doing stuff like that. They're doing stuff like that. They got Tracy Walker, which is probably your best safety, not even playing his traditional safety role. And then they're cutting his snaps on crucial downs. 3rd and longs, Deron Hartman, Will Harris. What the hell is Will Harris going to do in this situation? I'm just saying, you're going to literally put Tracy Walker in the position that you had a player who can do it. This is what we're getting from our coaching staff. And today, that has to change. That has to change. So let's talk about some matchups today. Right? And to me, this question came from a subscriber. It says, what is your must-watch matchup? Right? What is your must-watch matchup? And I thought about this, and I know everybody thought I was going to say Isaiah Simmons and TJ Hockenson, but nope. It's a greater, bigger, better matchup that I need to watch. You want to know what it is? It's Jeff Okudah against whoever the hell the receiver is. You can't have that kind of debut and come to game 2 of your career and have a repeat. I need to see Jeff Okudah take some strides unlike no other. Okay? I need to see some adjustments in a way that makes no sense. But whoever Okudah is covering is the matchup that is a must-watch matchup. That's the one you want to see. That's my defensive pick. Offensively, oh boy, this one right here was a hard one. This one was a hard one because offensively, it's whoever the tackle is, whether it's going to be Crosby or Decker, whoever is going against Devin Kennard. That's who it is. Whoever's going against Devin Kennard and Chandler Jones, those tackles, that's your second must-watch, literally hands down, matchup of this game. If Jeff Okudah can't cover poop with a blanket in this game, I don't know how if you can even recover his stuff. How can you recover his confidence? But right here, like JGB say, Decker versus Jones. But don't forget Jones. Devin Kennard has been getting pressure. He's been clowning too. You know, this is what we're looking at, people. When I go through and I look at these matchups, them the most important ones. Because if we can't contain Kyler Murray, if we can't get after the quarterback, if we can't disrupt the run, they gonna light us up in the air. And the person who needs to at least win his battle to try to take away some part of the field is Jeff Okudah. I'm telling you right now. And it's not because he's the 3rd overall pick. Nope. You know what it is? It's because he has literally had a horrible debut. They're going to do everything in their power to let you see every receiver on their roster. And he has already shown that he has an issue with covering speedy guys already. Tyler Irvin showed him last week. What's that other dude? I can't even pronounce his name. Scantley. He showed him last week. Devontae Adams that's just not fair. I'm not gonna kill him for not doing it. But I told y'all he never went against nobody of significance. But the biggest matchup that we have to look at from the get has to be that matchup. And then we got to go to the tackles because Stafford is going to have to do a whole lot of stepping up and throwing under duress because those tackles are going to have to win those matchups. We cannot allow Chandler Jones and I'm telling you, y'all, Devin Kennard against Crosby is not going to be pretty. I don't know what Chandler Jones been showing him, but I watched the last film on the last two games. He been doing this dip and doing all kind of stuff. You know, Low Tier Trash says Devontae Adams felt so bad he left the game. I don't even want to talk about it. That matchup is a must-have. J-Mo says the matchup is Hockenson versus whoever is on him. I believe you're going to see Hassan Riddick or Christian Kirkley, whatever how you ever pronounce the linebacker's name, or you're going to see Isaiah Simmons covering the tight end. They are not going to allow Detroit to do to them what happened last year. They remember what happened last year with TJ Hockenson getting off. I suspect you're going to see a whole lot of Isaiah Simmons and these bigger linebackers going up there with Hockenson. That's just my evaluation. That's just what I believe is going to happen. That's the reality. Now the Dan show, shout out to my man Dan be over there. He be killing it, people. Y'all got to check him out, especially if you into the batting life. But he says, got to jump in. This is why I hated the Okudah pick. He is seeing looks in offense that don't exist in college. The learning curve is extremely high, especially in a complex defense. You ain't got to tell me that, Dan. you ain't got to tell me that. It's just the reality of it. But the biggest part of it, Dan, is you brought a cornerback in when you don't have a defense that can generate pressure. If you go through and you look at all the teams who brought in cornerbacks at a high rate, they already had their D-line established. Cleveland Browns had their D-line established when they brought in Denzel Ward. When the Marshawn Lattimores came over to the Saints, their D-line was established. When you go out and look at the Jalen Ramsey, they literally blew up their entire defense, brought in Calais Campbell, Marcellus Darius, and a host of other people on top of Ngakoue and a bunch of other people to build up the lines before their cornerbacks were getting in there. Only the Lions would think that a cornerback is going to change the fortunes of our defense, and it did not work. It just did not work. So to me, like I said, it's nothing, it's nothing that I don't think that we're going to overlook, but I'm not going to act as if though that cannot be the case. Now, how do you contain Kyler Murray? Right? This is a question that I have been thinking about all damn week. How do you contain Kyler Murray? And the answer is so simple yet scary. This is how you contain Top Low Tier Trash is in rare form, man. He in rare form. I say, how do you contain Kyler Murray? And his response is, pray to God. Listen, I'm just saying. Don Burr says Patricia took a picture of his desk in his office. Wonder what that means. He probably was told if you lose today, you fired. Y'all do realize that only five teams since 1980 have made the playoffs that started 0-3. 5 teams. Of those 5, one of them were the Lions in 1995. One of them were the Lions in 1995. The last team to make the playoffs at the start of 0-3 was the Houston Texans. If you go 0-3, you have a 3.4% chance of making the playoffs. 3.4% chance of making the playoffs. just go 0-3. You go 0-4, that number gets even worse. You're talking about 2%. 2% of the teams make the playoffs after going 0-4. It's not pretty, people. It's not pretty. So, how do you contain Kyler Murray? Here it is, people. Took me a while to figure this out. Did a lot of watching the film, tried to figure this out. Whew. You just simply keep gap control and let him throw the ball in the pocket. This is so simple. Simply keep gap control and let him throw the ball. Why? Because you'll have a higher chance of something happening in your favor if you let him throw versus if you let him run and throw, and then sit there, throw, decide that he want to run, keep. No, you have to make it to where he's got to become a pocket passer. The more he passes, the better it is for your defense. The higher the chance you have for turnovers. I see, and listen, right here, James Gibson. He says Jared Davis, GB spy, quarterback spy. Nah. You want to hear what's funny? They've been using the guy slower than Jared Davis and Jamie Collins to QB spy. That's what they've been doing. They have not been using their speedy guys to QB spy. I don't know why. I saw in film for the Green Bay game where our guy, best pass rusher, Trey Flowers, is QB spying. Who in the hell is he catching? Who is he catching? Phillip Rivers? Tom Brady? Maybe, yeah. Kyler Murray, you got this man QB spying Aaron Rodgers. What chance does he have? I'm going to leave it alone. This Detroit game right here, by far, they need to let him throw. Why? Because if he's throwing, they're not running the ball. If he's throwing, he's not running the ball. If they're running the ball, we need help. Because we can't stop the run. We have to, and listen, Mars Atlanta makes a good point. To stop Murray, you need to play zone with a spy and zone blitz. I've already said scrap this goddamn man coverage. Don't even think the word man coverage. Man coverage is no longer a word that we can use, people. No, there's no way possible. There's no way. The man coverage, we should not even be saying man coverage this week. It should be a whole lot of zone. Keep everything in front of you, but let him throw. You want to stop Kyler Murray? Let him throw. Ain't nobody accusing Kyler Murray of being Aaron Rodgers. Ain't nobody accusing Kyler Murray of being Drew Brees or Peyton Manning. No, let him throw. Because if he's throwing, they're not running the ball. He's not running the ball. So keep your gap control. Keep him contained in the pocket. Let him feel good that he it's gonna be on my shoulders. He ain't Russell Wilson. He ain't got there yet. But if you let this man scramble, run left, run right, run up the gut, run backwards, he gonna kill you. You don't believe me? Go talk to Mitchell Trubisky. All he got to do is move around and the defense panics. There was one down in particular in Green Bay. We're playing man coverage. And they wanted the Packers wanted to see if we were in man still. So what they did is they motioned the running back out wide. I'm talking about like wide. He on the hash. Boom. Right there on the sideline. He talking to the players. Hey, y'all watch this. Watch this. Oh, no, I'm finna cook him. Guess who had to go and follow him in this man coverage? Jared Davis. Tyler Ervin, as fast as he is now out wide with Jared Davis. Because we're in man. Not even disguise. You would think that they would like pass it over to somebody else. Nope. That's your guy. Go with him. That's like asking Andre the Giant to cover Randy Moss. You already know he's not going to get a hand on him. It's a waste of energy. But this is what they're doing, people. So with Kyler Murray, I want him to throw. I want him to stay in the pocket. And Ramon the New Wave make a good point. So not having a pass rush should work in our favor. Yes. Let his ass throw. let him throw. Let him throw the ball, because my attitude to it is they're not running. Listen, who you think is faster, Kenyon Drake or Aaron Jones? I'm just curious. You in the chat, tell me. Who do y'all think is faster, Kenyon Drake or Aaron Jones? If your belief is Aaron Jones, then okay, I ain't gonna kill you on it. But if your belief is Kenyon Drake, you really want to give him a scene? You saw what Aaron Jones did. 75 yards. Right up the middle. Right past Jamie Collins, Will Harris, and Deron Hartman, because Tracy Walker wasn't on the field. Old Timer Dave says Jones. I ain't mad at you. You're a Packer fan, man. That don't even count. That don't even count. But I'm just saying, just ask yourself, do you really want Kenyon Drake running the ball? Really? Because you know what happens when the run gets going, right? Now you got RPOs. And now you got to pick your poison. Who you want to hit, Kenyon or the quarterback? Now, if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm telling my defense, tag the quarterback anyway. Every time you stick it in there, either the running back break a run, hit the quarterback. Because eventually they're gonna stop calling RPOs, because now the quarterback is taking unnecessary hits. I'm telling my defense right now, if I'm the head coach, I'm the defensive coordinator for the Lions, I'm telling them every time he call an RPO, jack the quarterback up. But coach, the running back is running away. Let him run. Let somebody else make that tackle. You close to the quarterback, light him up. I want him to know that you was there. We're going to set some standards around here. Don't you pull up. If you get a fine, I pay it. Light them up. Why? Because what that does is it eliminates a part of their game. Now you eliminate RPOs. Now we got to get rid of play action. Why? Because now if you want to call a play action, I'm still tagging your quarterback. This is game strategy, people. This is game strategy. You got to, if you got a team, I'll never forget this. And I got this idea from the Buccaneers. The year the Buccaneers won a Super Bowl, they asked him, the entire players on the defense, they say, hey, why is the defense so good? They said, we don't care what you do, as long as you know that whatever you do, we're going to hit you hard. Right? This is what they told him. We don't care what you do, as long as whatever you do, you know you're going to get hit hard. So every time a person called play action, they still hit the quarterback. They still did it. Like, seriously. They still did it. And to me, I'm saying that's what the Lions got to do. The Lions have to be able to establish themselves on defense this game by allowing Kyler Murray to throw. And when he do an RPO, hit him anyway. If he hand the ball off, it's okay. After the first 4 or 5 hard hits, I promise you he's going to go to the coach and say, Coach, oh, God. Hey, Coach, yeah. Cliff, I can't call you Coach anymore. Cliff, yeah. Don't you call another goddamn RPO. Not another one. You know why? Because nobody wants to get hit over and over and over again. Nobody wants that. I'm just saying, we have to do some things different. That's what we have to do. Now, here's the question. How should the Lions offense attack the Cardinals defense? How should the Lions offense attack the Cardinals defense? This is going to come as a shock to some people. All right. I want y'all to turn y'all earbuds up, your headphones, your car radios, wherever you at, turn it up. This is Lions Sunday Football. Get those likes up. Let's have some fun, because y'all questions is coming up next. I'm going to give y'all some questions and I'm going to mix it in. All right. So listen, how should the Lions attack the Cardinals defense? Here go the answer. You ready for it? Watch this. Run the ball. Let me repeat it again. Run the ball. You want to attack this defense? Just run the ball. I don't need you to get the ball to all 3 running backs. Just the 2 that's hot. If the 2 that's hot is Kerryon and Swift, then let Kerryon and Swift be the 2 backs that carry it. If the two that's hot is Kerryon and AP, then so be it. Whatever it is, just run the ball. And JGB brings another good point. From the inside out. This is the game where you want them dive plays. They D-line, they got them a beast over there. Blackston, that D-tackle, that boy a beast. But you keep running at him after a while, then run a stretch play. I promise you he ain't got that same energy after the first down. I promise you that. I promise you that. All you got to do is run the ball. How should the Lions offense attack them? Run the ball and play a adjusted air raid offense in a way. So I'm going to tell you what I mean by that. Basically, it's doing the same thing you already see New England doing. A bunch of short passes to the tight ends, a bunch of screens, draws. Whatever it is, though, it starts with the run, people. And James Willis says Swift is going to be more of a receiver. Why are we using him like he theoretic? He ain't theoretic. He can actually run it. Why are we using him like that? It's dumb. The Lions offense have to attack the Cardinals defense. And they have to do it by putting the ball on the ground. So they can dictate the tempo. I really believe that our offensive line, even with all the injuries that we have, with all the problems that we have, I believe that our offensive line can dominate their defensive front seven. I really believe that. I'm serious. I mean, you can put Obushi in there, Kenny Wiggins in there. I believe that we can dominate their front seven if we run the ball. First of all, I have no doubts that they ain't trying to keep smashing their head against Adrian Peterson. I know they ain't want that problem. But I know if we run the ball, we change the whole game. Now, Abdullah Terrell says just drop it in to support. Must meditate for the Lions game. As to not have a headache, I'm with you. James Willis said at the Dan Show, what's happening? Jeff Emlander, I hope I said that right. It says start by getting rid of the coach. Yeah, that's the big step, but that ain't gonna happen before this game happens. So we got to be realistic a little bit, Jeff, just a little bit. But I'm with you. I'm certainly with you. Okay, and to me, the reality is we're not committed to the run like we should be. We're still passing the ball too much, and when we have balance, we're not balanced enough to give the ball to the runner who's hot. Yeah, we need a bad boy mentality for real. I'm talking about go out there and be nasty and hit them off rip. Down 19 says, look, Luke, here's another key to the game. Don't blow another lead. That's easier said than done. This coaching staff, as soon as they get a lead, they go into prevent conservative defense. It seems like it. Like, I don't even understand how it could be this bad for them to keep blowing fourth quarter leads like this. I mean, it's terrible. Wheezy D313 says it's crazy how good Ragnar is. He'll never get the love till we win, though. Ragnar right now, if released, will have at least 12 offers, if not 20. He is a phenomenal player. Any word on Big V playing yet? Nope. I got my phone set. I got the notification set to let me know when the stuff come in. But no, I have not heard if he's playing or not. And to be honest with you, I don't think that he should play this game. Against maybe Saints, sure. This game, no. Because Crosby may need to be called on a whole lot more than we suspect. And I'm telling you right now, we need to run the ball anyway. So I'll take it. I know everybody say Big V is he's a good run blocker. I think he's a better pass blocker than he is run blocker. But hey, who knows? Ernest Thomas says, does anyone know if Big V is lining up today? No, we already got over that. Why have we not seen much from Ty Johnson? So, James Willis, here's why you haven't seen much from Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson is buried in a running back room that they're not sure how to use. And because they have this agenda to play special teams a certain way, you don't see him on there neither. So they are essentially using him as a break the glass in case of emergency running back. In other words, if somebody goes down, we'll get you in. If somebody get hurt on the kick or punt return, we'll get you in. If we need to give a guy a low day, we'll bring you in. But at the end of the day, I think that's what they're doing. He's an in case of emergency player right now. So that's what it boils down. Now, Marcus Landon says, yes, Big V is in. I haven't got the notification yet. If he is, I guess good. But again, he got his work cut out for him too. I'm telling you, whoever them tackles is going against Davin Kennard and Chandler Jones, that's the matchup that is a must watch. You cannot miss it. Izzy777 says, the only thing consistent and competent in this team is the O-line and the punter. That's a fact. Buffed Up got Saints defense in fantasy for week 4. Can't wait. Buffed Up is, man, you so silly. Down 19 says, to be honest, our offensive line has been pretty solid through 2 games. Listen, people, I did a whole video of the offensive line in week 1, and then I felt that I was going to get chewed out because they like, oh, it's only 1 game. So I was like, I'm going to just wait till after this week, see if the offensive line hold up, and if they do, I'm going to drop this video showing the offensive line because they have been freaking amazing. Like that cannot be an excuse for Stafford no more. He doesn't have an offensive line. BS. He's getting protection. They're getting push on the run. So we can't say that. Ramon the New Wave says Lions have too many weapons. They need to. Yeah. I don't think there's a such thing as having too many weapons, but I treat it like this. A person can have 100 guns. You only got 5 fingers, and you need 4 of them and a thumb to hold it. Maybe in the one to pull the trigger. You can't shoot all 100. And to me, they just got to find a way to create packages that utilizes those weapons. That's how I see it. Dr. Detroit says Levin allowed in case of emergency. It is. He's in a case of emergency running back. That's what it is. They did expect for AP to be available. I know they didn't, but they got him. And you still ain't found a way to get this guy intertwined in there, rather it be punt or kick return. Those are still being relegated to Jamal Agnew. So, there's still a problem there. Now, low tier trash says Big V gonna screw up on pass blocking. I'm telling you. I mean, listen, hopefully he don't. But I've watched the one thing I like about the Cardinals defense, they send a lot of elaborate blitzes. Like I was watching this one play against the 49ers, and I swear the way that they was lined up, I don't know how or what they did. It was like 7 dudes coming. I'm like, they all was like, they're in there scot-free. And I'm like, yo, this is scary. Like, seriously. And Weezy D313 says he want to see less Amendola targets, and I agree with that. I agree that they need to, get away from it. But let's talk about this. What do I hope to see from the Lions defense? What do I hope to see from the Lions defense? I hope to see our best players on the fucking field. That's what I hope to see. I hope to see our best players on the field. Let's start there. That's the first step. The second step I want to see, that I hope to see from the Lions defense, is them actually get some pressure on the quarterback. And at the very least, keep the gap containment so he can throw the ball. The third and most important thing I want to see from the defense is for them to just have pride in themselves. Because right now, this defense looks like they're gassing. This defense looks like they don't believe in what's happening. This defense looks like they are not into what is being asked of them. And these are supposed to be his guys. These are supposed to be his guys. They don't look engaged at all. They look so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. 3 keys. 1, put my best players on the field. 2, keep your discipline and maintain your gaps and get pressure. 3, take some pride in yourself. Take some pride in yourself. They're not doing none of that. They're not doing it. Another issue that I wanted to point out. Another one I wanted to point out for this week, particularly to this matchup, and if you didn't know, the Lions don't play until I think 4:30? 4:30, I think it is. 4 or 4:30. But another one I wanted to point out about is, what do I hope to see from the Lions offense? And I know y'all think my answer is going to be to run the ball. I know. But what I hope to see from the Lions offense is for them to put a game away. We get too many trips to the red zone to not score. Too many. Too many trips to the red zone to not put points on the board. It's just ridiculous to me. They outthink themselves. 31. 2nd and 1. We're not going to run the ball. We're going to pass it. I don't care. I don't care if they know the run coming. That's what makes football great. Yeah, you know it's coming. Stop it. I want you to give all your resources to it. Stop it. Nope. I want to see us close a game out and take it away from the hands of the defense, which brings me to my next point. Am I the only one that think Matthew Stafford is forcing passes because he don't believe in this defense? Take a minute to think about that. Y'all in the chat tell me, am I the only one who thinks that Matthew Stafford is doing too much, getting too emotional, too caught up in what's happening because he does not believe in this defense? I just want to know, am I alone in this? This is the reality of it right here for me. Because I'm watching games where Stafford is throwing the ball into the most dangerous situations versus the ones that are not as dangerous. And they all seem to come on the same down, 3rd. Like he just know, God, I can't put this defense out here. Now, I'm not giving him a pass. I'm just curious, am I the only one who thinks Stafford is feeling the need to do more because this defense is that bad? I just want to know, am I alone in this thought process? Like, it's amazing to me. It's amazing to me how this man 1 year ago was playing MVP ball when the defense had some semblance of life, now turns around and it's playing like this. Am I alone? Am I the one who thinks that maybe that the Lions overplayed themselves and thought that this would be a good idea, so now he has to do so much more because this defense is hot garbage? He's trying to score 100 points because the defense going to give up 100, at least 99 points. Like, am I alone in this? J-Mo says Stafford knows the defense is just as bad as we do. He faces them all year. Tell me something good. Dolo Dynamite said he doesn't believe in the entire system. I just want to know, am I alone in this thought process? Buffed Up says common sense said your defense is horrible. You run the ball so your defense is on the field less. Okay. We know that. 27% pressure rate. Sports Today, man, this dude right here. 27% pressure rate. That's a O-line that is overrated. That's too much pressure on Stafford. Some of that on Stafford. I've seen the film. I watch these games at least 2 or 3 times. Y'all think I'll be playing. I pay extra money for different programs to watch it 2 or 3 times. Because I want to make sure that what I'm saying, I'm not crazy. Some of that on Stafford. Holding on to the ball too long. Staring down targets too long. Not going through progressions at all. Some of that's on Stafford. However, I still believe that he's doing those things because he don't trust this defense. Stafford has played horrible. He has. But the question is, why now? This is second year in the system. Every other system he's been in the second year, he's done well in. Why now? Why is it so bad now? And I think it's because he doesn't trust the defense. I think it's because he's not buying in to what's going on anymore. I think it's because he's looking at the family life and thinking, man, football, I love it, but might be time. Low tier trash says, I know this is going to be dumb to say, but I hope to God we trade Stafford to the Saints Cowboys for picks. I doubt the Lions are going to do anything this year. They'll have trade partners next year if they want to do that. I'll tell you that right now. Izzy77 says, I agree. I think Bevel and Stafford see that this defense is not going to do anything, so they want to score as much as possible. I mean, I just want to know, was it just me? I say a lot of crazy things at a lot of crazy times. I just want to know, was it just me? I just want to know. I'm sitting here looking at different things. I'm watching film. I'm going back, looking over piece by piece, slowing it down, rewinding back piece by piece. And I'm telling you, every time I look at it, he's forcing them on third down. That interception in the Green Bay game was thrown behind Marvin Jones. But what was worse was he had a clean pocket and was forcing it. Why? He knew that defense wasn't going to stop a nosebleed with medical people on their side. It's like having a person who gets a cut and they got all the Band-Aids but don't know how to use them. He knew. It's ridiculous. And when I go through and I look at each piece by piece, the first thing that jumps out to me is, why now? It is because I believe he knows what we all know. I can't put the defense back out there. Now, y'all notice I went through this whole show. I ain't said much about Matt Patricia because it ain't much to say. We know my thoughts on him. I want to talk about this game, how we got to win this game, what we need to do to win this game. So far, I'm giving it to you in pieces. I'm trying to give it to you in scripture. If you're willing to just give me a moment. I'm trying to get you to just open your heads a little bit deeper, because I can tell you right now that what's going on is so much bigger than what we ever could have thought. Some of the problems you see on defense is because your best player's not out there. Who snap counts your best players on defense? Like, could you imagine putting like Aaron Donald on a snap count? Yeah, we're gonna give you 2 snaps this game. Yeah. No, worry about it. Yeah, I know you're gonna get 7 sacks, but 2 snaps. You know, 2 guys in the podcast. Shout out to them. If y'all have not subscribed to their channel, please do so. I do support them. It said the first 2 games have shown a few moments that we all want, but the rest looks like preseason. I don't even think they look this bad in preseason. I find it hard to believe that this is a preseason behavior. Because if this is preseason behavior, then Jesus, a lot of teams didn't get to play in the preseason. You know, like it's the reality. Like I wish I could say it was different, but it's not. Sports Today says, I think no one buys into Patricia or the defense. He didn't like Patricia when they hired him. First of all, if you have not checked out the DB Room with Glover Quin, former Detroit Lion and former Houston Texans safety, then you missing out. But he brought a point up that I thought a long time ago. He's been on record for saying this a long time ago, which was he did not think we needed a rebuild. And when the coach came in, he felt that this guy came in with an arrogant attitude and a belief that we had to rebuild everything. So we're into his 3rd year of this supposed rebuild. And I just got to ask y'all, are y'all okay with the image that he built it in? Because it ain't looking good. So Sports Today says something good. Lions secondary is ranked number 9 in yards allowed and tied for second in completion percentage. Something bad. Lions run defense is 204. See, 204 yards, rushing yards per game. Maybe Snacks was more vital than we expected. I don't know. Honestly, no, because I think that Danny Shelton has been playing great football. Honestly, and I think the bigged problem is how they're deploying the other talent. You know, if you got a squad that got Ray Lewis, Troy Polamalu, Ed Reed, Darrell Reeves, and you decide to take them all out to put in me, you, the plumber, and old man McLemore down the street, it's not gonna work. That's what I think happened. That's what I think is going on. So it's not going to work. Now, according to JGB, a.k.a. the General Review, Patricia is 2-0 in week 3, if that means anything to y'all. Nope. I think one of those week 3 wins, was that against the Patriots and the other one was against the Chargers? Right? Or was that the Eagles? It was one of them games where we barely won. So nope, don't mean anything to me. Who's my X factor today? For the Lions. This one blew my mind because I went through it. I was trying to look at the different matchups and where we got to win at, and I hate to say this, but the X factor for this game needs to be Julian Okwara. We got to find a way to get him in this game. He was brought here to do exactly just that, to do nothing more than pass rush. He ain't finna be stopping too many runs, but he was brought here to do nothing more than pass rush. And I feel like he has to have a bigger role in this game. That's how you're going to save your cornerbacks from this receiving core. That's how you're going to help the linebackers and D-line keep their containment. Unleash him. Y'all remember that movie with Jet Li, Unleashed? They put that little collar on his neck. He was so docile. But when that thing came off, he's 100% monster. You got to unleash Julian Okwara in this game. He's my X factor in this game, at least on defense. On offense, the X factor in this game, and this is crazy, is Kerryon Johnson. Now, y'all may be thinking, oh, it's for the rushing. Nope, because I know the Lions, they're going to pass a lot. And I'm telling you, he's probably our best blocking running back. And in my opinion, we're going to need him to be back there to block. Because that matchup I was talking about with them tackles, I ain't feeling too confident with it. Okay? It's ridiculous. Darren Burr says, talk about the guy Patricia has brought in on defense, drafted only. That tells us nobody is studs. Hopefully, Okudah, Amani pans out. I think they will pan out once we get a better front seven and we get better defensive scheme. I think they'll pan out. It just depends. Brett Higgins says, we also played Green Bay good in the past. This season didn't mean anything. We almost beat Kansas City. Do y'all remember when we beat the New England Patriots? I mean, how we did it, man, made you feel good. If you would have told me that from that game on out, we would still only have 9 wins, I would have told you horse crap. Rap Gang Chuck says, I'm 32 years old. I hope before I get old, I can see them win something. I've lived and haven't seen them do anything since Barry. I think you will, and I think it's going to come in a drastic way. It's one of the reasons why I have so much faith in Sheila Ford, him. Like, I have a lot of faith in her. Just in general, if you look at the workforce, if you look at how most things, when it comes to women being in leadership, they have a different aggression to them than the guys. Like, if you ever work somewhere and you got a male supervisor versus a female supervisor, the female supervisor be giving you all type of heat. The male was a little bit more laid back. I think you're gonna get what you asking for. I really do believe that. Steve O says something I didn't think about. Maybe Okudah was 100% against the Packers. Even if he wasn't 100% against the Packers, even if he wasn't, let's just say hypothetically he wasn't, right? What I saw didn't have nothing to do with being 100%. It didn't have nothing to do with that. What I saw had everything to do with lack of technique. The way he was standing, the way he was trying to like use certain technique, it was all just the technique part of it. That's what I saw. So again, y'all drop them questions in there, man. I'm gonna get to every single one of them if I can. I don't want to keep y'all too long because I want to get to the game. Let's see. Low Tier says, "Yep, we're doomed." Louis Riddick would be fired and he'll fit here, so that's improbable. I mean, listen, y'all drop the questions in here. We'll talk about it. Man, the S factor is Matthew. Listen, I hear you, but at the end of the day, I believe they're asking too much of them, like they always do. You cannot do it. You got to have a team to win games. It can't just be Stafford all the time. Praying to God we win this game. Okay. We got S factors that's being Hawkinson. Okay. Let's see who else we got. Matt Patricia. Chris Wink says, you know what? That's a good S factor because he got to get out of his own way. I give you that one. Buffed Us to Unleash was a good movie. It was. It's a very good movie. JGB said, I love Kung Fu movies. Don't get me started, man. I could talk about that all day. Wasn't Julio Cora a healthy scratch last week? Please don't bring up old wounds. I'm trying not to lick them. I'm trying my best. DeAndre Swift said to be better. DeAndre Swift said to be the better blocker, though. And whoever the better block, I think I watched Swift a few times in blocking, and I just thought he didn't do enough. So I definitely thought about some other things. Let me hit some of these questions then. Let me see. Let me go down here and get on down. I'm moving on down. Underland is calling Patricia's game plan. They brought him in because he would do it like Patricia wants. I believe that. Hawkinson blocking that scheme. Okay. Down 19. Luke, what's your thoughts on Bob Quin? Bob Quin signed his papers once he signed Matt Patricia. When Bob Quin came out and moved on from Jim Caldwell, to me, he set a standard that I cannot ignore, a standard that I respect. And that standard was 9-7 wasn't good enough. I'm looking for people that can get us above and beyond just being mediocre. These ain't my words, them his. Right? That's a standard that I think that he should have held to. When that second season came around and that dude didn't do what he's supposed to do, he should have held to that. Now, you want to hear something funny? The year that we signed Matt Patricia, there was 7 other head coaches signed. The Giants have already fired their head coach, who was already 9 and whatever his record was. And then the Cardinals, who was one of those 7, fired their head coach after one season because they said he didn't meet their standard. I can keep going on with the rest of the facts, but that's another story. I'm just saying. So to me, Bob Quin has failed us in doing certain things. I really do believe that Jeff Okudah was his pick. I think that Matt Patricia really did want Derek Brown, and he did what he wanted to. Okay. Old-timer Dave says, I think they will, but not until Luke Buddy Patricia is gone. That is not my buddy, Old-timer Dave. Yes, you did hear Tetris. That's my ringtone for right now. I like to do the old school stuff. Let me see. Don Burr says, see if this guy wins today, we start to kick the can down the road. Like I said, you got a 3.24% chance of making the playoffs. Only 5 teams have did it. The Genevieve Luke got that trap phone ringtone. Hey, don't be judging my ringtone, man. Don't be judging the ringtone. Like I said, people, let me just hit on one quick note and I'll get out of here. I want people to get there to their games and watch their games. Here's my X factors for the Cardinals. All right. On defense, the X factor for the Cardinals is going to be Isaiah Simmons. I believe he's going to get a lot more snaps than the 25 he got in 2 games. I believe that he's going to be the X factor because he's going to be charged with taking away the tight end in the passing game of the running backs. On offense for the Cardinals, I believe the X factor is going to be Kyler Murray and them little bitty feats that he used to run around and confuse people. Because that's not going to work. Now, Ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate y'all for coming here. If you have not hit that like and subscribe button, I really appreciate it if you do. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Like I said, a lot of people who do the show today, they have things that happen in life, and I respect that. We are still one community, one pride, one family. And that's why you saw that photo up there with the Lions running together. See, but today I wanted to make sure we got a show. There were more than likely be more of us on the post game, because I know there's going to probably be some venting or some celebrating, depending on how you look at it. Two guys in the podcast says, what's the one thing you see in the first quarter that will tell you something will be different today? A commitment to the run, a full out onslaught of run. If you telling me we get out of the first quarter and Stafford has thrown the ball 5 times, but we've ran it already 15, I'm living my best life. That tells me that today would be different. Hands down. Izzy777 says, what do you think about hiring Jim Harbaugh as the next head coach? He has NFL experience. He won't win us the Super Bowl, but he'll at least give us some playoff wins. Yep, I'm with you. Especially if you're doing it. I have a criteria for what I want to see in the next head coach, and he meets a lot of those boxes. Particularly the biggest one being that he knows how to build a winning program. I saw what he did over there for the San Francisco 49ers, and even though Michigan is not doing so well, he built a good program there. Don't believe me? Go back and remember the Brady Hope days. Just tell me you was enjoying that moment. If you're a Michigan fan. As a Michigan State fan, I was enjoying every bit of it. But I'm just saying, I respect the hell out of what he do in terms of doing it. What game are you watching at 1 p.m.? You know what? I haven't even decided yet. I got the ability to watch all of them, so I haven't decided yet, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna just see how I play. Whatever one is hot, I guess. If we win today, by how much? 14 points. 14 points. I think we can get a 14-point win. Let me see. Did you say we OY? OY. I don't know what that means. OY? I don't know. Ragnar's a beast. You ain't got to tell me. Anybody have a weird feeling about today's game? I don't. Oh, yeah. Yep. Did you say we only have a 3.24 chance to make the playoffs already this year? Yes. If you go 0-3, you have a 3.24% chance, I believe it is, to make the playoffs. If you go 0-2 right now, like if they can get a win a day, teams who went 0-2, I think it's about like 30 teams who still made the playoff after going 0-2. 2 of them won the Super Bowl, ironically, which was the Giants and God, I'm drawing a blank on the other one. I think it was either the Patriots. It was. But yeah, I'm just saying. Down 19 says, great show, Luke. Appreciate it. Old Timer Davis says, thank you, Luke. Sorry for the picking on you. Hey, man, it's all fun and game. This is football. That's what we do here. I like to end the shows on positive notes. And yesterday my heart was heavy. And it wasn't heavy because I lost anybody. It was heavy because I had so many family and friends who had just had babies. And I was excited for them and I was happy for them. And I realized like how much support, how much love I gave to them and how much love and support they gave to me when I had my children. And then it dawned on me. Today's quote comes from a source that I don't know, but I saw this somewhere and I thought this was perfect. Stay with me for a moment. You cannot do epic stuff with basic people. I'm going to say it again. You cannot do epic stuff with basic people. We spending too much time trying to do great things with people who just okay with being mediocre. That can't be acceptable no more. Everything that you do in life needs to be with a purpose. It needs to have a direction, a plan, some type of foresight into where you heading. And you can't do that with people who want to keep bringing up the old you. You cannot be epic with basic people. Epic people need epic people. Mediocre people tend to flock together. Y'all don't believe me, right? Let me ask you, have you ever seen a turkey hanging with a chicken? Never saw it. You never saw it. You ain't never seen an ostrich sitting up there chilling with the crane. Epic people need epic people. And you can't be epic with basic people around you. You have to change your surroundings. You have to change your thinking. You have to change the way you move. When you start to realize how epic you are, the better your adventures get, the more epic they become, and the more epic your name grows. With that being said today, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you check out all of my members of the DSA family and show some support. Hit that like and subscribe button, and make sure that you are giving us all the thumbs ups and likes that you can hand out if you can. And make sure you enjoy the game today, people. It starts at 4:30. I am out for this show. We will be having post-game after the show. It will be on my channel. Post-game will be after the show on my channel. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot of people venting, and we're going to have some fun with it. But while you are preparing yourself for the game, make sure that you do it epically. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research.